So today we're going to have a little chat about just 5 really simple things that you can do to help if you feel like you're struggling with your eating and you want to be a bit healthier, you think there's things that you'd like to change. And so I'm all about simple and practical things that you can do that doesn't involve massive change all at once. And that's one of the things I'm going to talk about as well. So welcome if you joined. I'm super excited that you're here and thank you for being here with me. And of course, along the way, if you've got any questions, any comments, anything like that, please do put those comments in here and I will get to those as we go along. I love to be interactive, so please do that. Okay, so let's go through the 5 things. So the first one is to really just do one thing at a time. I see a lot of people trying to do a lot. You know, they're going to change all their diet, they're going to do this new exercise program, they're going to do it all at once and learning new things and cooking new things and bringing a lot into their diet, into their lifestyle all at once. And as we know, like, habits take a while to be set in place, and if you're trying to do too many new habits, too many new things at once, it doesn't work. You know, we've all been there, we've all done the diet for like 2 weeks and then it's too much and you just stop. So my advice, and you know, this has worked for me, this has worked for my clients, this has worked for my friends, is just to focus on one thing at a time. So for example, if you're trying to, you know, bring more healthy foods into your diet, choose one meal. So say it's breakfast, start there. Just start to change breakfast. And so then it's just once a day, you're really thinking about what you can change and let that become a habit to have a really new breakfast, to have something that you love and enjoy and that's nourishing for your body. Start there. Or, you know, maybe you need more protein in your diet. So just start with protein. So in every meal, how can I add a little bit extra protein? Don't do protein plus I need more veggies, plus I need this, plus I need that. Do one thing. One thing. Keep it simple. And over time, if you do that, it all comes together. And by the end, it might take a little while, but those habits will be in place. You're more likely to stick to it. And we want long-term change, don't we? We don't want to just do this thing for a month and maybe lose the weight, or maybe we get more energy or whatever, but we don't stick to it. And it doesn't become something that, you know, long-term lifestyle-wise, health-wise, is really impactful for us because we've just done it for such a short time. So really just focus on the one thing. One thing. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. The second tip that I would give you is to focus on what you're adding into your diet, not what you're restricting, right? So, you know, you want to add more vegetables or more variety into your diet. Don't think about, oh, I have to get rid of the carbs, or I have to get rid of the processed food, or I have to get rid of all these things, because then we get into a really restrictive and like scarcity mindset. And it's not very motivating either, because you're thinking about all the things that you can't have. So my recommendation is to really focus on what you can add in. So I'm going to add in an extra, you know, green vegetable every evening into my evening meal. As I said, keep it to one simple thing. You know, and then what happens is over time, as you add, the things that don't make you feel good, or the things that are bad, and I don't really like to label things in that way, more like, what does your body tell you about this food? As you add more in, there's not as much room for the other stuff, you know? So if you are going to eat the pizza, add some veggies on top of it. So don't get rid of the pizza, add veggies on top of it, so you'll eat less pizza. If, you know, just add different things in. Add in a healthy snack alongside maybe the unhealthy snack that you're eating. And what you'll see is you'll probably eat less of that unhealthy snack. So look at really what you're adding in. Look at how that's benefiting your body rather than what you're taking away, because often that doesn't feel as beneficial. It might be, eliminating dairy, eliminating gluten, all of that stuff is great, but often we'll start to get into that really restrictive mindset, and that's not helpful, and we often don't stick to it, or we go all or nothing. So we'll take it out and we'll do that really well, like during the week, and then on the weekend we'll binge on the stuff that we have been restricting. So it's these cycles that don't really do us any good. So looking at what you're adding and what you're doing for your body, not what you're taking away. Okay, and these are a little bit more sort of mindset tips than actually like eat more broccoli or something like that tonight. But that's how I work. It's more holistic. It's not necessarily looking at like individual foods, so to speak, because we're also all different. And if you've worked with me before, you know that it's about finding out what works for you. And so coming to number 3 is bringing mindfulness into when you're eating and what you're eating. So often we're eating on the run, we're not really present, we're watching Netflix while we're eating, we're talking to someone, we're on Instagram, we're scrolling, we're doing all the things while we're eating. But if you're able to stop and just check in before you eat as to what your body wants, whether you're actually hungry or you're just eating because it's time to eat, or there's something emotional going on that maybe you're numbing and eating as comfort, and that's perfectly fine. It's just bringing that awareness to it, right? Because if we don't have awareness, if it's unconscious, we can't make changes, and we're not empowered to make any changes, and we feel overwhelmed with everything that's going on. So really checking in with your body before you eat, while you're eating, so seeing how that food feels for you, and also noticing when you're satisfied, because often we just eat what's there in front of us and we don't actually connect into how much we're eating and whether we need to eat that much. So portion sizes can change when you actually connect into your body and you're feeling like, you know what, I'm satisfied now, I don't need the rest of that. And that can be really powerful as well. And then connecting in after, so maybe half hour, hour after, just seeing how did that actually feel for me? Is that something that I want to eat tomorrow, or is it not? And then making those empowered choices from that place of knowing within your body. And that helps you to make those steps to eat healthier and eat what your body really wants for you as well. Please excuse the dog outside that is barking. Here we are. So that's number 3, is to really just bring mindfulness into the whole eating process, because that can then help you make more informed decisions, because you know how your body's feeling before, during, and after eating. And number 4 would be to drink more water. I say this all the time, that, water is so important. And it's oftentimes we're not really that hungry, we're actually dehydrated. And bringing more water into our lives, into our day, can be really, really powerful, just in terms of all of the body systems. Your immune system needs it, your digestive system needs it, your skin needs it. All of your systems, all of your body needs water. So making sure you're drinking enough water. And it can also mean that how much you need to eat in terms of energy-wise and how your body's feeling can change just with the water. So you might not then have the cravings for the chocolate or have the cravings for the sweets or the salty things, because you're actually getting enough water. And that can change how we're feeling in terms of cravings and our energy levels as well. Okay? And just help support the whole body. And make that your one thing to start with. That's, it's one of the things I start with people is drink more water. Let's do that one thing for 2 weeks. Make that a habit. Have the water bottle beside you all the time, taking sips. And that can just create a really great foundation for your overall health as well. Okay? The 5th one is be flexible. So this one is because what I see happening a lot of the time with healthy eating is it has to be this specific diet every single day, and we have to eat exactly the same thing every single day, and this is the one thing that'll work for me. And it might work for, say, 2 weeks, and then something changes and it's not working anymore, and then everything just goes out the window, right? So, and this comes into a little bit around that sort of feeling restrictive about things, is that our bodies, and especially for those of us with a menstrual cycle, our needs change throughout the month. And for anybody, really, menstruating or not, your needs will change depending on how much exercise you're doing, how much sleep you're getting, how old you are. As we age, we have different needs. So just recognizing in that and allowing ourselves to have flexibility around what we're eating, and that it can change, can be really impactful. Because then it's not about, oh, I did something wrong because I ate more today, or I ate this thing today because I felt like I needed it, but now I feel guilty. Allowing yourself to be flexible, allowing variety into your diet can really help you to eat more healthy all the time, because you're allowing yourself flexibility, and it's not just within this window of eating, or it's not just within these number of foods that I can eat. It's really giving your power back to be able to be flexible, to be able to communicate with your body, to be able to check in as to what your needs are. And this goes for exercise as well, especially again with the menstrual cycle, that changes over the month. Your metabolism changes over the month. Depending what's going on, we all have full lives. A lot of us are in a pandemic and the days seem the same, but there's differences each day, and allowing yourself that flexibility and that variety can really help you in the long term to put good habits in place and to eat with more intuition and to eat responding to what your body needs. Today I might have eaten this and that felt really great, and I try it tomorrow and guess what, I need an extra snack here, or I didn't eat as much of that, or I ate more of that, and that's okay. Allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to make changes as you go along, because I feel like a lot of the times we're just so structured and so restricted. It's really hard to stick to that, and giving yourself permission, giving yourself love and gratitude and support as your body changes, as the months change and the day changes, if that makes sense, right? So that is number 5. So little recap for you. Number 1, just do one thing. Make sure that one thing becomes a habit for your health, and then move on to the next thing, because otherwise it may not be long-term change. That's, step it out, make it simple. The second one is add in. Don't focus on subtractions or restrictions. Add in so you feel, you're not in that restrictive mindset. You're adding things in to feel healthier each day, okay? Third one is mindfulness before, during, and after eating, so that you can connect into your body and know what works for you and know what works for your body. Number 4 is drink more water. This is a big one for most people, and here in Santiago we're going into winter, and so people's water levels often drop, especially if we're working from home as well. We don't feel like we need as much, but the brain up here does. So do that as well. And the 5th one is to really be flexible and give yourself grace that what works today may not work tomorrow, and being really restrictive and really, really structured may not work for you, because we change. We go in cycles, and that's absolutely natural, and that's absolutely normal, okay? So I hope those are really helpful for you. I don't know if anyone has any questions around that. As I say, I like to keep things simple, so hopefully that was all sort of explained well and you understand, and you can implement this really easily. So tomorrow, what's your one thing that you want to do? Focus on that. Focus on adding in, not subtracting. Be mindful when you're doing it. Drink that water and be flexible. Okay? So I really hope that was helpful for you. Thank you, Alice. I'm so glad that it will help and that you liked it. Yeah, so please, any questions at all, if I can help in any way, let me know. As always, I have the 30-minute sort of discovery session. Have a chat with me to go through any issues that you want to just have a chat about and connect in. And let me know. I'm always here to help. I love to support people, especially in the community. Alice, you've been craving sweets at night. Okay. Try drinking more water. Yes, definitely. Also, there's a few things you can check in with. One is at night, is it when you're starting to wind down? Is that when the cravings come in? Because often the food and the cravings come in because it's more of an emotional reaction to stuff as well. Nice to see you too, Alice. So just checking in whether it's kind of your wind down routine as well, in that you kind of need some sweets after a really long day, and that's what your body's craving. Also just checking in if you've had enough kind of like protein and fats maybe in your evening meal to really get you through, so that your body does have enough energy for that evening, right? And then seeing with those sweet cravings, connecting into your body and just seeing what's there for you, and maybe, finding a healthy alternative to maybe the chocolate or something that you're having at the moment that you feel like you could make healthier. Again, add something in. So do what you're doing, maybe with the chocolate. I always go to chocolate because that's my thing. But having the chocolate with something else, with some almonds or something like that, to really give yourself protein and good fats, and to just slow down those sugar levels if it's something quite sugary. Okay, see how you go. Yes, it's chocolate. Okay, awesome. And Nourish, Nurture, Health, number 5 resonated. Wonderful. I'm so glad. Yeah, I think being flexible is a really big one, because we're always looking at this certain diet and you have to do exactly that and all this, and really being able to be more intuitive about it, and to listen to our bodies and know that they change. We can't be exactly the same every single day. We're not as productive every single day. We're not as all of the things every single day. We're different. So allowing that into your diet as well. Yeah, Alice, dark chocolate at least, wonderful. And when you have it, like, enjoy it. Don't feel like, oh, I can't have this thing. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. Take the guilt out of it, and see if you're really present with that chocolate, it might mean that, instead of eating the whole block, you eat half the block, because you're there with the chocolate and you're really sensing your body when you eat it. And the next night it may be a quarter of the, just allowing yourself to have it as well, and take that guilt out of it, for sure. And yes, and our cycle makes a big difference. Yes, for those of us that are menstruating, your body changes over the month, and it's wonderful and it's perfect. And allow yourself to change in terms of your diet and your exercise and your lifestyle over that month as well. Give yourself grace. Especially like on the days that you're menstruating, do you need to be that productive? Can you change things around? Yeah, we're actually, myself and the wonderful Patty Gonzalez, we're going to be doing a workshop on the cycles. So it's a 2-part workshop. So the first one, we're looking at our internal cycles, so breathing, digestion, sleep, and the menstrual cycle. And then the second part is more sort of external cycles, so in nature, your equinoxes, your seasons, and then also the cycles of womanhood, so maiden, mother, crone, and life and death. So we'd invite you all to come along if this is something that really resonates with you and you want to really connect more with cycles and allowing yourself to be in cycles. I invite you to come along to that, okay, in June, and look out for the post. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled, for sure. Awesome. Any other questions I can help you with this evening? Anyone that's on at the moment? And thank you for being here, and thank you for your comments. it's wonderful to connect with you. I think we're good. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, a wonderful morning. I think, Alice, are you still in Australia? I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye-bye.